be honest with you, I don't even feel like coming to India, boss, my motherland. Me and my wife, we've been together for almost 10 years now. The बच्चे थे तभी जब मिले. Before Sidhu passed away, I talked to him on the phone.
Karan, it's so lovely to have you on Film Companion. Hello from a freezing Los Angeles, but I'm sure you're colder than in Vancouver than I am.
It's actually snowing on my side. But thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I've been, as I told you, like I thought it would happen, but I didn't know it would happen this soon. But I'm so grateful to be here and talking to you.
Karan, पहले तो बहुत बहुत मुबारक, शादी मुबारक. What have the first few weeks of marriage been like?
It's actually literally been a week. To be honest, it's amazing. Like I cannot describe the feeling because me and my wife, we've been together for almost 10 years now. The बच्चे थे तभी जब मिले and so अभी
अभी भी
सपना
बच्चे हो, करण
हाँ
अभी
जी
भी बच्चे हो.
सही गल है पर yeah, just got married like after 10 years. You know how it is. It just feels so good to just be right by each other and waking up right next to each other, and it just all the dreams are coming true. I'm just really grateful. It feels amazing in full form. Yeah.
You've had, Karan, such an incredible journey. You started writing when you were 13 or 14 years old. Do you remember where the love for writing and the love for music began?
To be honest, yeah. When I was actually 13 or 14, मैं ना जब पंजाब में था, if most of the people know, but for the people that don't know, I come from a village named Kurala. So मेरा जन्म पंजाब में ही हुआ था, and वहीं पे पला, and then when I was maybe 9 years old, a lot of stuff happened in my life. I lost my parents, and then उसके बाद जब कोई नहीं था बात करने के लिए, so that's when I just started putting it down on the paper, because मेरे को ऐसे लगता था कि अगर मैं किसी से बात करूंगा तो वो सोचेगा कि ये क्या बोल रहा है, like what is he saying. But it was just like, and to be honest, it was just the mahal around me and वो सब चीजें मिलाकर just so मेरा just वहीं पे ध्यान गया कि pen paper, and that's it, you just gotta put it down and basically explain your feelings. But पहले तो एक तो गाने मैंने सैड लिखे और मैंने सोचा कि ओके सही है लिखना, लिख लेता हूँ. But then I thought of it, I'm like, what if I, sell these songs to somebody, make some money, and so I would message a lot of producers from my area, like I was a kid, पर उससे किसी प्रोड्यूसर से मुलाकात हो गई और उसे मैंने वैसे ही गाना सेंड किया, मेलोडी सेंड की और पसंद आ गया किसी को, एंड देन लॉन्ग स्टोरी शॉर्ट मैंने 2-3 गाने दे दिए, पर वो आए थे जब मैं कनाडा आया था, तब वो रिलीज हुए थे. बट आई गिव माय सॉन्ग्स अवे व्हेन आई वाज बेसिकली 15 years old. Yeah.
I was looking at your songs. I was sort of reading up on the Punjabi music industry, and it's arguably the biggest non-film music industry in the country. And you're, of course, one of its biggest stars. You're called Geeta the Machine, but I don't think any artist is a machine. I want to understand, Karan, your process. When do you write? When do you create music? मतलब रोज रियाज होता है? Where does inspiration come from? How do you work?
रियाज तो नहीं होता कभी भी, पर लाइक मेरा पहले मकसद गाने का नहीं था, जस्ट लिखना ही था. सो लिखना कैसे स्टार्ट किया वो वैसे ही, पर अब जब लिखता हूँ, पहले तो शुरू था कि कभी कुछ हो गया, किसी यार दोस्त की गाने सुन ली, उस पे लिख दिया ये वो. But when I started sitting down in the studios with professional people, I started meeting more people. तब मैंने basically beats पे लिखना, जैसे freestyle होता है वैसे लिखने की प्रैक्टिस की. लाइक दिन में 3-4-5 गाने लिख देता था. जरूरी नहीं था कि वो सभी अच्छे हों, पर लिख देता था मैं. I would just keep writing, like why not? And then it started becoming a business for me because I started getting paid for what I was writing for people. At first, nobody really gave me money, but I was more worried about my name. कि मेरा बस नाम डाल दो गाने में, मेरे को और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. Like मेरा नाम, मेरी name tagline होती थी करण कुराले वाला, like it's my village and me, right? एंड मेरे को बस वही होता था कि मेरे जो यार दोस्त हैं बैक होम वो सुने मेरा नाम इस गाने में और इस सिंगर ने गाया और दैट्स इट. पर स्लोली स्लोली मेरे को समझ आया कि पैसे भी जरूरी हैं भाई, स्पेशली व्हेन यू बाय योरसेल्फ. एट वन पॉइंट व्हेन आई डिसाइडेड टू कीप ऑल द सॉन्ग्स फॉर माय सेल्फ व्हिच वाज लाइक 2.5 years ago. सो तब प्रोसेस मेरा बहुत चेंज हुआ लिखने का, बिकॉज तब मैं सिर्फ अपने लिए लिख रहा था. लाइक आई वाज जस्ट राइटिंग फॉर माय सेल्फ व्हेन आई वाज देयर. So every time now I sit in the studio, I know I don't have to write this for anybody. Because even back then, to be honest, when you write for people, you want to give them the best, but you still keep something for you as a writer. So this process has become so technical. Plus, like that homemade remedies type of stuff. Like आप घर पे कुछ बना रहे हो, like you don't know what you're making, but you keep putting spices in it, and let's see how it sounds. So it's just like that. It's really interesting. It's so hard to put it in words. I hope I make sense.
But Karan, it's not true that you kept all your best work for yourself, because you did give goat to Diljit Dosanjh, who's one of my favorite people.
Oh, yes.
How did that happen, Karan? And I'm curious, how do you decide कि मैं ये गाना दे दूंगा but ये नहीं दूंगा?
Yeah. So that song I wrote it for Diljit Paji, especially like, and to be honest, it was one of my things. Like I wanted to work with him once. So वो मैंने दिल से किया, to be honest, and I did that song after I was a little like मेरा नाम थोड़ा सा हो गया था मेरे country में, पंजाब में. और उसके बाद तो मेरे को वो वरी नहीं थी, पर मेरा दिल से प्यार है उनसे. He's such an amazing person. So and he told me, we got on the phone that he needed a song for the album and it has to be about his story. So मैंने ट्राई किया था कि सिंपल रखूं पर उनके बारे में बताऊं, and it just honestly it happened in 10 minutes literally. उन्होंने मेरे को beat send की, and I just made a melody, send them 2 verses. And they loved it, and Paji said, "Go for it," and I completed the song the same day. It was so fast because it came from heart, right? Like it just happened.
So now, Karan, you wouldn't normally work for someone else. I mean, of course, with Diljit, it's a different thing because you love him and you wanted to do this. But now you won't be selling your lyrics to anyone. You do your own music.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just. I enjoy that. I enjoy it more that way because it's just because likhna is my passion, and honestly, it's like a part of me that I'm giving away. So I don't feel like doing that anymore because I don't have a need to do that anymore. Back then, I did.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
Karan, here's what I'm very intrigued by. Okay, so there is one Karan who I see in the videos, who's this very tough sort of persona, and there's all those expensive cars and there's beautiful women. Sometimes they're guns. There's lots of animals, python and whales and all these things happening. But then I also see your interview that you did with Tarannum, and you actually at one point got very emotional, and you were tearing up, you were crying, and that's not at all the image that fits in with that tough guy who we see in the video. So who is the real Karan Aujla?
The real Karan Aujla is actually the one in that interview and this interview. It's just a portrait that you gotta put up in the songs, and it ends up working out for you. And to be honest, बहुत लोग ये नहीं जानते कि असली आर्टिस्ट क्या है, like उनकी इमेज क्या है. Like I can't be myself in every song. Like for me, I can't portray that in every song because it's not gonna end up working out. But people take it too serious. Like ये बंदा तो ऐसा ही है, ये फुकरा है, ये वो. But the thing is, nobody knows your real story unless you tell them. And even when you tell them, they have so many questions like, okay, this and that. But I cried in 2-3 interviews because it still gives me goosebumps because it was such a hard time, Anupamji. Like it was so much as those flashbacks come in front of my face every time I talk about it, even right now, because I have that picture memory. To be honest, every time I talk about it, I don't know what to say, and it's just been a hard time, but I'm grateful for where I'm at today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that is real Karan.
no, because to lose your parents at such a young age, I mean, that's sort of an unimaginable kind of tragedy. Karan, how do you think it shaped you as an artist to experience something that difficult at such a young age?
I feel like even as an artist and as in human, it shaped me in a great way. I feel like I would be doing a lot more worse things if I didn't go through that. That's what I feel like. Maybe I could be wrong. Like maybe I wouldn't be this responsible and this lovely. Like I have so much love for people, the people that are around me, and I am all about love because I didn't get enough of it. You could say it in that way. And it's just I feel like giving it to so many people that need it. And when I think of that, Karan, back in the days, 10, 11, 12 years old, and the stuff I was going through, it still tears up my eyes because it was so much. I was like, how did I do that? Maybe it was something, the power that my parents gave me. I don't know what it was. I would believe anything till this day because I don't know if that happened to me today. I don't know if I'll be able to deal with it or go through it, but being an 11, 12-year-old kid and going through all that stuff, I'm not saying I was the only one, but I've been through some hard situations where I knew my mom won't be here in 9 months and I'm just sitting there looking at her face, like stuff like that. That just shaped me in such a great way. I wouldn't say like I'm grateful for this, but like to be honest, everything happens for a reason. That's how I take it.
So, Karan, I want to talk a little bit about the music, right? And of course, I'm not a Punjabi speaker. I'm getting थोड़ी सी snatches here, थोड़ा सा understanding there. But I look at the visuals, and of course I've read up on all, a lot of sort of uh, opinions of some of your music being problematic, right? Like Chitta Kurta, which has, somewhat, I'm looking at the numbers here, 270 million views on YouTube, or Gangsta, which is about guns and violence, Adia, which has 150 million views, shows you drinking straight out of a bottle. Now, you are at a point, Karan, where you are a role model, right? Where
Mhm.
people, including Shehnaz Gill, have your face tattooed on their bodies, right? Uh, as you mature as an artist, Karan, as your voice as an artist matures, do you see this changing? Do you introspect about whether this is the right messaging to put out there anymore?
To be honest, when I look back at those songs, I'm like, okay, this was a little too much. I should have done it. I want to see do that. But on the other side, I have done songs like It's Okay God, Facts. If you compare those views, they're nowhere near this. Like the songs that made me, gave me opportunity to feed my family, like all that stuff, put up with my stuff, was all the songs that you named. Like where I'm at today, if I'm sitting in this house, is that song that basically bought me this house maybe and got me all these shows and people sing along to those songs like crazy when I go to shows. You actually don't think like I'm gonna write a crazy song like to show people I'm this and that. You just go with the flow kinda and you just pick up a topic and do it. But now when I look back at it, like when people call me like Baji, we want to be like you, whatever you've been through, we've been through that too. So we look up to you. And that's when I think like, okay, maybe they need something else to hear that will maybe change their perspective of looking at life or doing things. And so that's why I try to, honestly, I try to keep that balance now. Like where if I'm writing a song uh, about a girl in it, or maybe liquor in it, or whatever in it, I still give some sort of a message. But yeah, sometimes it happens and the song works out, then I just stay quiet. Like, sorry, but not sorry, you know?
But you know, the truth is, Karan, with Punjabi music, there's been such a long history of violence, right? From Amar Singh Chamkila to Sidhu Mossewala, right? And you've yourself been the target of
Yeah.
of gang warfare and gang violence. So, do you think that artists like yourself have a responsibility to try and stem it because you have a large voice, because there are, like you said, thousands of people around the world listening to you? uh, is Do you think like the what you show, what artists show in videos, can also be a reason why there is such a long history? Is there a connection? Do you see that?
To be honest, this is a really hard one because I try to judge all this. Like I've been through, I've been in the situation for 4.5, 5 years where I've been tried to, extort, and my house getting shot at. And most of the people don't know my house probably got shot at 5 times. Like it's in the Canadian. Like I did reports everywhere, but I don't talk about it too much because I don't want to look back at it. But whatever happened, I feel like, yeah, it's my mistakes too, because I, tried to maybe portray myself like that, like I'm one of the tough ones. But maybe I was, because everybody, but at the other page, I look at it like everybody else is doing it too. So why just me? And then whatever Sidhu went through, his family went through, I can't even explain you how that made me feel. Because I was like, okay, getting your house shot at, you're still alive. But now this has crossed everything. Like this is becoming a deal. So you gotta, think, basically think about what you do. If I be honest with you, I don't even feel like coming to India, but it's my motherland. I want to see my house because nobody knows what's happening behind the scenes. There's so much stuff, and sometimes you want to talk about issues. Sometimes why didn't I talk about this in any other interview? Like this happened to me, that happened to me, never went live because there's so many people and so much stuff happening behind the scenes that your voice will get shut down. You ask for more problems basically if you speak about it. So I don't want to, lose anybody in my life anymore, and don't want to put myself in that situation. So I just try to stay away from all that stuff because it's such a hard times when all that stuff is happening to you, and for no reason, just because you're singing and somebody wants you to do a show there and the other person don't want you to do a show there. So where do you go? Like it's such a hard situation, and it had a big impact on our shows and stuff too, because sometimes, like in India, I could have been in India this time doing my shows on all these events, all that stuff. Why am I sitting at home? Because I don't want to be in that situation. And honestly, I don't know who to ask for help. I'll be honest with you. Because हमारे पंजाब में ना वो जो है ना कि हर एक बंदे में है, हमारी कौम है वो कि ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਘੈਂਟ ਆ ਹੈਗੇ ਵੀ ਆ. So it's like me even being a Punjabi, a Jat, I just wanted to put it down, and every other Punjabi artist is like wanted to write it down, like this is how we are, like we do this because that's our culture, honestly. But now it's turned it into a way where you don't want to talk about it because things are very worse. And yeah, it's changing me as an artist too, my sound and everything, the way I write. I don't want to include those words anymore into my songs because it's got too real.
Yeah. AP Dillon, after Sidhu's assassination, said that you have to deal, and I'm reading it exactly, being a Punjabi artist, you have to deal with constant judgment, hateful comments, threats, and negative energy. Would you agree? Is that how it is?
150%, I agree. There's constantly something happening in every artist's life, especially the ones that are top tiers.
Yeah.
Like there's constantly something happening in their lives. People don't know about it. Like even me being an artist, it hurts us sometimes when we read stuff about ourselves. And even after whatever happened to me, 2 years ago, like my house, all that stuff, and people are just making fun of it. Like, yeah, this was meant to happen. Like, are you serious? The bullet just didn't hit us. That was the only thing we got lucky about. But it went through our houses, and there was kids at houses.
Karan, in the middle of all of this, which is so, I mean, I can't even imagine how difficult it must be to handle this. How do you stay focused on the music?
So yeah, that's the thing. Just calm down. I don't think about it too much. I let it pass. Whatever happened, I take it as like it was meant to happen. I was meant to go through this. It's just that mindset. And I honestly don't like to look back because not like I don't want to, but it just makes things so easy. Just staying present and just doing whatever you're doing. And that's the only thing that helps me, just staying conscious and being present is the only thing. Just keep going. It's okay if it happened. Just keep going.
But Karan, I know you said you don't want to look back, but I have to ask you this because I read that you and Sidhu were sort of these rivals, right? And you had this
Yeah.
cold war between the two of you. And in a lot of your music, you were pulling each other down. Looking back, is there anything you wish you hadn't said? Are there any regrets?
100%. I'm not gonna lie. It was not necessary to do all those things back then. If you look at it, all that happening to Sidhu and his family just changed my perspective of looking at life and doing everything. Like all these beefs, all that stuff, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't mean anything. But honestly, nobody knows what I would like to tell you in this interview, and I feel like people need to know. After 29th of May, I talked to Sidhu's dad. I called him, and he gave me blessings. He told me take care of yourself, and I just wanted to apologize that I couldn't be there, and I just wanted to, you know, just talk to him. I honestly called him, told him I don't know what to say to you, but honestly, I'm your second son. If you ever need anything from my side, please know I'm here. That's all I could say. And honestly, if they ever need me, I'll be there. I'm not just saying it. And before Sidhu passed away, I talked to him on the phone and we cleared stuff up. It gave me a little bit of relief. No one knows this other than his family, but I would just like to address it. Like we talked and he just said like it was just the people in middle making all these things worse. But after when I talked to him and after all that stuff happened, like it was all good in between us. And then all that stuff happened and I just couldn't even, I didn't know what I was gonna say, but just, tell him
Just
I'm
speak
here.
out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, I've never been so shook in my life, even after all that stuff happened, because it was just not like it was not good.
Yeah. Karan, you're 26, right?
Yes, now I am.
Okay. And at that, it's such a young age, and you've already had songs on sort of the Spotify charts, on the Canadian Billboard charts, on the UK Asian music charts. You've said very consciously that you want to be down to earth, that you want to be grounded. And you said something which I really loved. You said that even if fans disturb me when I'm eating food, I don't mind it because I never forget I'm eating because of them.
Yes.
Which is a wonderful thing. But as you become more and more successful, Karan, how do you stay grounded? How do you remain the man you were?
It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. If I just say I'm humble, this and that. Honestly, sometimes it comes to your mind like, I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. But honestly, just picking that it's your mind telling you, hey, tell this guy to back off. Tell this guy stop. Tell this guy don't take photos. It's all these voices in your head sometimes, and you just pick them like, okay, calm down. Nothing is happening. It's just that moment. Because sometimes it's too much when you're meeting people. Some people get in your space too much, but you don't want to sound like, okay, like I'm a bad guy, like get out of here, this and that. You can control situations. So that's how I look at. Everybody knows कि अच्छे इंसान में क्या होता है. Everybody knows grounded रहना किसको बोलते हैं. अगर
रॉकेट
इसको
साइंस
still नहीं है,
सबको
हाँ,
पता है. हाँ.
exactly. So अगर
Yeah.
पता ही है तो रह लो ना. क्या हुआ? That's my basic theory. Like, if you already know what it takes to be nice, अच्छा इंसान, all these qualities, if you know this, तो हो अच्छे इंसान. क्या है?
Yeah.
That's my theory basically. Like, it's simple.
You make it sound simple.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes, but see, I told you it gets hard when that voice comes into your head. Like, tell this guy back off. But then you tell yourself, no, brother. I've probably done it. I'm not saying like कभी नहीं हुआ. कभी किसी को माड़ा चंगा बोला भी गया होगा. One time too, I was changing in my vanity, and I didn't have half my clothes on. Somebody just came into my vanity, and he just opened the door, and I'm changing my clothes, and everybody's sleeping. I was like, yo, तू ही कर रहा है थे like in Punjabi, यार तुम्हारा. He made that face like भाई photo खिंचवानी सी. I was like, oh man, sorry bro. But he left. Then I felt so bad. It ruined my whole day. And I was like, yo, you can't be doing this. You know, like, what if that was, because the thing is, I was used to do that to other artists. So, वो होता है ना, तो when I remember all that, then I'm like, okay, like, you gotta calm down, buddy. Like, they love you.
Yeah, they do. They do. In earlier interviews, Karan, you did talk about moving into films, but वो अभी तक हुआ नहीं है. तो क्या? What is the update on that?
Yes, good timing, because I'm actually dropping, honestly, my first movies posters soon, I would say.
Really?
And it'll be in Punjabi.
How
So,
lovely. What can you tell us?
I can't tell you much right now, but it's gonna be. It's not gonna be. I try to keep it, a nice story with no violence around it, but funny and something that'll give you a little message too. So I feel like I've been looking for a script for over a year and a half, but people will know maybe from 3 to 4 months from now. I'm gonna start working on myself. I don't want to just jump into it and be excited. And I feel like let me work on myself. Then I'll send you the photos first. Like, oh, this is what I've been working on.
Is Bollywood interesting at all, Karan?
It is interesting. It is, but I feel like not musically for me. Like it's not my thing. But I feel like I could change it. Like it just sounds really bad to me because I've been some of the songs I've been grown up listening to them, and when you hear them in different sound, I'm not saying they're bad. They end up working out, but it just sounds weird to me, and I feel like one day if I get a chance, I will know how to make a Bollywood Punjabi song proper. Like the song that will the people in Punjab will play and they'll understand in the villages of Punjab and it'll still be on the streets of Bombay, you know?
Yeah, yeah. What about acting in Bollywood?
I guess God knows. I'll be more than happy if I get a chance, but I'm not like too like into it. Like I have to do this. That's my goal. Like it just even the Punjabi movie, I'm mostly doing it for fun, and I just want to see what I can do as an artist. Like it just I want to see like क्या और क्या हो सकता है like कर भी सकता है कुछ if it honestly if it doesn't look good to me I probably won't even put it out. It's just the way of my the way I work, and most likely we're producing the movie ourselves because I don't want that push or force on my head like you have to put this out.
So goal kya hai, Karan? If you were to just look at 2 years down the line, what are sort of the next world domination plans?
To be honest, this is really hard because मेरे को भी नहीं पता. I'm being honest. I don't even know. Like I'm just doing it. Like I don't know. Honestly, I don't have answer for this one. मेरे को पता ही नहीं कि मेरा गोल क्या है, मैं क्या करना चाहता हूँ अभी. मैं बस कर रहा हूँ. मेरे को ये पता है लिखना है, गाना है. I just want to be happy. Like just happy. Like I don't want no stress for no reason. Just want to be happy.
So you're not a strategist, Karan. You don't think कि अब ये होगा, फिर मैं ये करूंगा, उसके बाद ये करूंगा. ऐसा नहीं है.
No, I plan things. Like, let's say if I end up making 10 songs, then I would plan what to do with those songs or who can we put on these songs. Or, like, I plan things, but I don't like do like, okay, from 1.5 years from now, I'm gonna go there, do this and that. Like, I don't keep it too long. Like, right now, my plans are work on myself, start shooting a movie, like, because it came to me, and then drop my album in summer. That's it.
Well,
Like,
that's a
because I
lot. Pretty good.
yeah, but I have the songs ready. Like everything is ready. Like I just gotta maybe finish them. Working is my first love. Like I love writing, sitting in the studio, especially that excitement of making a new song and when it actually sounds nice. it's just, and I'm a fan of just, bulk katha karne ka, like just keep, like khazana hai isko le aao, le aao, le aao.